Welcome. Let's dive into today's summary. How do you unlock the true potential of your body's metabolism to fight obesity? This question drives Dr. Jason Fung's The Obesity Code, a book that aims to uncover the complex mechanisms behind weight gain and obesity. Fung, a Canadian nephrologist, delves deep into the science of obesity, challenging the traditional narratives that have dominated the conversation for decades. Fung's core thesis is simple yet radical. Obesity is not merely the result of overeating or a lack of willpower. Instead, it's an issue deeply intertwined with hormonal imbalances, especially insulin. But why does insulin hold the key to the mystery of obesity? And how can understanding it help individuals who are struggling with their weight? To answer this, we must first examine the hormonal intricacies that regulate our bodies. The root cause of obesity: insulin. Fung argues that the root cause of obesity is insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas that regulates blood sugar levels. Insulin, however, does much more than just control blood sugar. It plays a pivotal role in fat storage. When you eat, especially foods rich in carbohydrates, your body releases insulin to manage the sugar in your bloodstream. If there's excess glucose, the body stores it as fat. The more frequently insulin is released, the more fat your body accumulates. Over time, especially with diets high in processed foods and sugar, the body becomes insulin resistant. This means that the cells in the body no longer respond to insulin as effectively, leading to even higher levels of insulin in the bloodstream. This, according to Fung, sets up a vicious cycle that makes it increasingly difficult to lose weight. The insulin resistance prevents fat from being burned, and excess fat continues to accumulate, perpetuating obesity. The key to understanding weight loss, therefore, isn't about calorie counting or exercising more. Instead, it's about managing insulin levels. Fung's approach suggests that by reducing insulin spikes achieved through fasting and a low-carbohydrate diet, the body can begin to break free from the cycle of fat accumulation. The traditional obesity treatment model, a flawed approach. For decades, the conventional wisdom around obesity has been to focus on calories. Consume fewer calories than you burn, and you'll lose weight. However, Fung points out that this calories in, calories out model is too simplistic and overlooks the hormonal factors at play. According to this model, it doesn't matter if those calories come from carbohydrates, fats, or proteins. If you eat fewer calories, you'll lose weight. But this approach doesn't account for how different foods affect insulin and fat storage. For instance, foods that cause large spikes in insulin like sugary snacks and processed carbohydrates can keep the body in a constant fat-storing mode. Fung's central critique of the traditional approach is that it neglects the role insulin plays in regulating fat storage, which is much more significant than the number of calories consumed. In addition, many of the common weight loss strategies focus on exercise, as though simply burning more calories will solve the obesity epidemic. Fung is not dismissive of exercise. It's important for overall health, but he argues that exercise alone is not enough to overcome the hormonal imbalances that drive obesity. Without addressing the underlying causes of fat storage, namely insulin resistance, exercise may have limited success in terms of weight loss. The power of fasting. A proven strategy for weight loss. So how can we regulate insulin levels? Dr. Fung advocates for intermittent fasting as a powerful tool to break the cycle of insulin resistance. Fasting, contrary to popular belief, is not about starving the body but about giving it a chance to reset. When we fast, insulin levels drop significantly, allowing the body to burn fat for energy. This approach shifts the body from a fat-storing mode to a fat-burning mode. Intermittent fasting involves periods of eating and fasting throughout the day or week, with common patterns being 16 to 8, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window, or 24-hour fasts a few times per week. Fung explains that during fasting, the body's insulin levels remain low, and fat stores are used as the primary source of energy. Importantly, fasting also improves insulin sensitivity, meaning the body becomes more responsive to insulin over time, allowing it to better regulate blood sugar levels. Fung's book outlines various fasting protocols and explains how different types of fasting can suit different individuals depending on their health goals. He acknowledges that fasting might seem intimidating at first, but assures readers that the benefits far outweigh the initial discomfort. The science is clear. Intermittent fasting, when done properly, can drastically improve metabolic health, increase fat loss, and help with weight management. The role of diet. Low carb versus low fat. Alongside fasting, Dr. Fung emphasizes the importance of diet, particularly a low carbohydrate, high fat diet. Fung advocates for cutting down on refined sugars and carbohydrates, as they are the primary drivers of insulin spikes. By focusing on whole, nutrient-dense foods that don't lead to large insulin releases, the body can be trained to enter a fat-burning state even outside of fasting periods. Low-carb diets, such as the ketogenic diet, have gained popularity in recent years, and Fung explains that these diets are highly effective for weight loss. On a ketogenic diet, the body enters a state of ketosis, where it burns fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates. This, Fung argues, is a natural and sustainable way for the body to lose weight, as it minimizes insulin production and encourages the body to use stored fat for energy. In contrast, Fung is critical of low-fat diets, which became popular in the 1980s after the notion that fat contributes to heart disease took hold. The shift to low-fat eating led to an increase in processed foods, as manufacturers replaced fat with sugar and refined carbohydrates. These types of foods, Fung argues, only worsen the insulin problem. Low-fat diets often fail to help with weight loss because they still cause insulin spikes, even though they may be lower in total calories. Addressing the obesity epidemic. A shift in perspective. Fung's The Obesity Code also serves as a critique of how society and the medical community have failed to address the obesity epidemic. He points out that the medical community often treats obesity with medications or surgery without addressing the underlying causes. Insulin resistance, for example, is rarely discussed in standard weight loss treatments. Instead, doctors often prescribe weight loss drugs or recommend calorie-restricted diets without considering how they affect insulin levels. This lack of understanding about the hormonal causes of obesity has led to widespread frustration among individuals trying to lose weight. Many people struggle with traditional weight loss strategies because they don't address the root causes of obesity, leaving them feeling defeated. Fung's message is clear. The key to managing obesity is not willpower or calorie counting, but understanding how hormones like insulin control fat storage. The role of stress and sleep in weight gain. In addition to diet and fasting, Fung also highlights the critical roles that sleep and stress play in regulating insulin and managing weight. Both chronic stress and insufficient sleep can lead to higher cortisol levels, a hormone that can increase insulin production and fat storage. Fung stresses that managing stress and ensuring proper sleep are essential parts of an overall strategy for weight loss. Fung suggests that adopting a holistic approach, focusing on nutrition, stress management, and sleep, is crucial for achieving lasting weight loss. This comprehensive strategy ensures that individuals address all the factors contributing to insulin resistance, rather than relying on a single solution. The final takeaway: a new approach to obesity. The Obesity Code challenges conventional weight loss wisdom and offers a powerful new perspective. Dr. Fung argues that obesity is not simply a result of overeating, but a complex interplay of hormonal imbalances, particularly insulin resistance. By focusing on managing insulin levels through fasting, a low-carbohydrate diet, and a holistic approach to stress and sleep, individuals can regain control over their bodies and health. Fung's message is both empowering and liberating. For those struggling with obesity, the path to weight loss is not about deprivation or intense exercise regimes, but about understanding the science of metabolism and working with your body's natural processes. His work encourages a shift from viewing obesity as a failure of willpower to understanding it as a physiological condition that can be managed and reversed. So if hormones play such a significant role in our weight, what other aspects of our health might be impacted by hormonal imbalances? That's it for today's 10 Minutes Goldmine. Thanks for your valuable time. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe. It helps us grow and share more insights with you. And if there's a book you'd love to hear, drop its name in the comments. See you in the next one.